Walter Bond is Mr. Accountability. From professional athlete to professional speaker. From the NBA to corporate USA. From successful sports star to motivational speaker superstar. Walter Bond delivers an entertaining and solid message of personal accountability. Overcoming adversity. Power of confidence and excellence to the highest degree. Your organization will be rocked with enthusiasm and inspired to achieve bigger, stronger, and faster performance to reach their highest success level.
I heard people in the hallway, I might skip this session. I've heard a bunch of motivational speakers. Well, maybe you have, honey, but you've never heard me. By being one of the top basketball players in the country, I got recruited by the top basketball coaches in America, and that is how I learned how to sell. College basketball coaches and football coaches are the greatest salesmen on this earth. They've been going into living room for decades, and they know how to close deals. Here's what they know that you might not know. If you have a notepad, write this down. They don't sell tangible products, they sell hopes and dreams. Stop selling products and start selling hopes and dreams. Confidence is arrogance under control. That's all confidence is. The only thing I miss about the NBA is being around 15 people all day long who are thoroughly convinced they're the best in the world at what they do. I made one mistake. I crossed the line of confidence and I became arrogant. I got to the University of Minnesota. I met my first teammate. It went something like this. What's up, dog? My name is Walt Bond, all state from Chicago. In other words, the Messiah has arrived. My teammate stood up and he said this. What's your name again? Walt Bond, all state from Chicago. Okay. That's not bad, but my name is Willie Burton, all American from Detroit, Michigan. The next day was our first practice. I'm still convinced that I'm the key to turn this program around. I went in the locker room and I was going to find the toughest guy on the team. Once I find the toughest guy on the team, I'm going to dunk the basketball in his face and I'll be the star like I was in high school. I got in the locker room and I found the toughest guy on the team. His name was Richard Coffey. Richard Coffey was 6'6", 235 pounds, and I'll be honest with you, the first time I saw his body up close was the first time I questioned God. I thought we were all created equal. I saw Richard in the shower. We are not created equal. When I left sports and got into the real world, I began to realize that people struggle with confidence. I hate to pick on ladies, but ladies, you are so hard on each other. You hear women say this all the time. I cannot stand that woman right there. Oh, she gets on my nerves. I mean, she thinks she's all that. See, the only way someone's confidence can offend or annoy you is if you struggle with your own confidence. Confident people don't bother me. Confident people don't offend me. I love confident people, but this is what you should be careful of. Don't you ever cross that line into arrogance. Because arrogant people stop growing, arrogant people stop developing, because arrogant people think they have arrived. Be as confident as you can be without crossing the line into arrogance. Here's my philosophy: wherever I show up, I am the key. Whatever team I belong to is going to win. If I'm in student government's going to win. If I'm on your basketball team, our basketball team's going to win. Why? Because when I show up, we're going to win. That's the kind of confidence I want you to have. No matter where you go in life, any organization you belong to, make up your mind that wherever I go, we're going to win. Does that make sense? So as customers coming to your store, don't just provide a good product and a good service and leave it there. You got to provide a good product and a good service. But what's going to differentiate you from the competition are your social skills. How well do you connect each time a customer comes into your store? Has nothing to do with the economy. Has nothing to do with your community. No one will say, you know what, my business is poor because I suck. Everybody's got excuses. They call me Mr. Accountability because I believe your life is your fault. If you're having success, you're not giving anybody else the credit. You're going to take that, aren't you? So here's my $1 million advice. Stop communicating and start connecting. Connect with your team members. Connect with each and every person who comes through your restaurant. And make sure you have a person at that door who has the social skill to connect. Your competition is going to communicate. But Red Robin, I just gave you the $1 million secret. Make sure that everyone in your restaurant has the ability to connect. At the end of every season, I would go into my coach's office. I would say, Coach, what do I need to do to play in the NBA? He would look me in the eye and he said, son, you don't play for me. I know, Coach, I plan on becoming someone different. He says, you can't run, you can't jump, you can't dribble, you can't shoot, and you can't rebound, son. And so I entered into my off season. And in my off season, I got bigger. In my off season, I got stronger. In my off season, I got faster. And every single year, I was voted most improved player. Just like an athlete, you need to get bigger, you need to get stronger, and you need to get faster every single year. And coming to the $1 Million Round Table is your off season. This is your chance to get in your weight room. This is your chance to get bigger. This is your chance to get stronger. This is your chance to get faster. For the life of me, I can't figure out why a financial advisor would come into someone's home and not look like success and not look like money. Let me help you out. If you're going to come into my house and try to convince me to give you my money to manage, you should look like you have some money yourself. The likability factor is the best kept secret in business. The likability factor is the best kept secret in business. When I was a little boy, my mother would say, Walter, you could always light up a room. Ever since you were a little boy, you could always light up a room. Now as a professional, I light up ballrooms. But I know this about people. Some people can brighten up a room. We have people right now, you're successful because as an owner, you brighten up your room. When you walk into your store, you brighten up your store. Your presence, your personality, your spirit brightens up a room. But I also know this. Some people brighten up a room when they enter. Some people brighten up a room when they leave. Likable people attract people. Does that make sense? Here's another benefit to being likable. When you screw up and people like you, they give you mercy. Raise your hand if you can use mercy from time to time. So I say all that to say this. Don't ever hire a person who's not likable. There's a speaker named Brian Tracy who puts it this way. Your salary will be the average of your 5 closest friends. In other words, if you want to make more money, you need to get some new friends. If you get around another franchisee who's throwing pity parties, being critical and negative, you say you suck and get away from them. And I'm being honest with you. Your salary will be the average of your 5 closest friends. My daddy taught me, if you want to be a doctor, hang with doctors. If you want to be a lawyer, hang with lawyers. If you want to be a goer, go with the goers. If you want to be a negative nanny, you hang with the negative nannies. You just stay away from me because I don't want your foul spirit getting on me. When I started my motivational speaking business, I sought out the top speakers in the industry, and they became my mentors. And now people consider me the fastest rising star in the speaking business, and I give all the credit to the people I hang around. I'm a Chicago kid. I took that literally. You cannot hang around with anybody in Chicago if you wanted to be successful. So I'm very selective in my fellowship. When you have an undisciplined mind and you meditate on the wrong thing over and over and over again, over and over and over again. There you are, Mr. and Mrs. Advocate. You go on a sales call and all of a sudden this couple who you knew were perfect for the business, they turned you down and you went home and threw a pity party. I don't like the feeling of rejection. I don't like the feeling of being rejected. Why did my husband drag me into this business? Here's what I know about life. I give you 3 days to throw a pity party and that's it. If you're going to throw a pity party, I give you 3 days and that's it. And after 3 days, you cut off your boombox, your 8-track tape, your record player, your iPod, your MP3, and you come up with a plan. I threw me a good old pity party, and after 3 days, I cut off my boombox, and I came up with a plan. I'm going back to high school. I'll be starting a baseball team, basketball team, football team, president of the journalism club, and my classmates will vote me most likely to succeed. See, some of you guys came here throwing pity parties. I'm here to tell you, you need to stop your pity party because in 365 days, it's going to be you and your wife on the stage telling us your testimony. By the time I graduated from high school, I was star of the baseball team, basketball team, football team, president of the journalism club, and my classmates voted me most likely to succeed, and I heard through the grapevine all the girls thought I was cute.
Business expert, broadcaster, author, speaker, and former professional athlete who played for the Utah Jazz, Detroit Pistons, and Dallas Mavericks. Walter Bond's personal credo, "No one can stop you but you," encapsulates a message of hope and resiliency, encouraging bigger, stronger, and faster results for positive change on a corporate and personal level.
Can I ask you what you thought of the presentation?
Great. Walter's fantastic.
Walter Bond was awesome.
It was awesome.
It's awesome.
Awesome. It was excellent.
Excellent.
Absolutely terrific.
Great.
Best part of the whole conference.
The best part of the whole conference.
Way beyond my expectations. One of the best NBA speakers I've ever heard in my life.